All right, guys, here are the top 4 prop firms to use in 2024. I'm going to go over each one in depth, but the firms are TopStep, Apex, Purdia, and Tradeday. I'm going to have links to all these down in the description below. You might notice some firms are missing, and if there isn't a major firm mentioned here, it's because I have no faith in their efficacy at this current time. For example, apparently FTMO, which I've never used because it's forex is scammy, shut off access for all their US clients. That's why forex is scammy. So naturally, that's not going to be mentioned here. But these are all firms that I've traded on and confirm that they send payouts and have the most reasonable rule set and have not done anything sketchy. And I can tell you from my own experience and from a ton of traders I've worked with, they can get sketchy with their operations. But these ones are good. So the main differences between each are going to be in the price points and a few differences in profit targets or drawdowns. Some are cheaper but have stricter guidelines for getting to payouts. Others cost a bit more, but they give you payouts easier and faster. So when deciding, look at where you are as a trader and determine if you need to focus more on becoming consistent with a winning strategy versus, say, a trader who has a system and a winning strategy already worked out and they just want to get fast payouts because you know you have the confidence to get that done. That means if you are new and if you're still figuring things out, figuring futures out, then you might want to focus more on a firm where you can grow in and super fast payouts aren't your goal. I know that is your goal, but what happens for novice futures traders is you end up blowing and resetting accounts continually trying to get a payout, and that costs you more money anyways. So before that, what matters most is using a prop firm to iron out your systems and strategies. Then you can scale those into hitting those profit targets and achieving payouts, and then you can scale up to the larger size accounts. A good video to start is one that I made called How to Pass Prop Firms. I'll put a card in the top corner of the video so you can start getting a game plan formed. Before I go into that, make sure you subscribe because I post a lot of useful content on topics like trader psychology and strategies, which is going to help you pass these prop firms. So make sure you subscribe. It helps this channel out a ton. Thank you. But let's get into my screen so I can show you the key differences for these top prop firms for 2024. All right, let's go over the 4 main prop firms for 2024. First one is TopStep. Everyone should know about this one. They're kind of the industry leader. Everything is pretty much the same from my last video and last year. Most notably though, is they've been running this discount since July and it's still going on. So no idea how long they're going to be running it for. I'm assuming they're going to keep running it for quite a while. So take advantage of it while you can. It's still 3,000, 1 step, 5 contracts, 2,000. They have a daily loss limit of 1,100. Daily loss limits for each of these, one-time activation fee per express funded account, and you can have 3 of those. And then the biggest thing with TopStep is their payout policy. They have fast payout, but you have to have 5 winning days of 200 or more, and then you can take 50% of the profits. So for example, you get in the account and you have 5 days of exactly $200, you'd be up 1,000, so you could pull out 50%, so you could pull out 500. So if you want to pull out 1,000, you got to be up 2,000. If you want to pull out 2,000, you got to be up 4,000. And then it's going to affect your drawdown. So that's the main thing with TopStep with the payout policy, but they have a great discount going on right now. So I like TopStep. I've used them before. I've got payouts from them before. They're the main prop firm in the biz, and they have their TopStep TV on YouTube, which by the way, I've been on it. They had me go on there back in October, interviewed with Hoagie, cool guy, but they run free resets on their TopStep TV on YouTube. So they did one about a week ago, and they were handing out free 100K accounts. So they do giveaways and stuff on the TopStep TV, so sign up to their email and keep an eye out for those. It's kind of nice to get a free reset. When they do it, literally everybody is in their Discord and on the YouTube live stream chat just fiending for the free reset code. You guys are fiends, degenerates. So try not to reset, but it's nice to have a free reset code because then if you do have a free reset code, you can YOLO like I know you want to, or if you've blown your account, you don't have to hate yourself so much. So it's nice that they do that. But those are the main changes with TopStep. Pretty much that's how it's going to look. I would say this is how it's going to look for the rest of the year. They've kind of solidified themselves as like the main ones. Now going on to Apex, everyone's favorite. Apex is unique in the sense that it's the cheapest. They are always running discounts all the time. So you come down here to the prices and you never have to pay full price because they are always running discounts. The big things about Apex, you have 2 payouts a month. It takes 7 days to get to a main account. There's no daily drawdowns, but I want to stress it is a trailing unrealized unrealized drawdown. What this means is that if you get into a trade and you're up $500 and you don't close it and it comes back down and you stop out for break even, you've just taken $500 off your drawdown. So if you have a 50K account, you can't go below 48,000. If you're in a trade and you go up 500 and then you don't close it and it comes back down to 50,000 and you close it out, your drawdown is now from 48,000 to 48,500. So your highest profit in the day counts as how far your account has gone, and then that moves your drawdown up. So you have to be careful with that. So you have to trade these a little differently because you have to take profit faster on these. I talk about in my video how to trade prop firms. You want to go through every FAQ of all these firms and understand their rules and the drawdowns. So TopStep is unrealized and the rest of them they have end of day drawdowns. So it doesn't matter what you do in the day, it matters how you close the day. So if you lose 800 and then you make 800, or if you're up 800 and you come back down, it doesn't matter because it calculates at the end of the day. Whatever your P&L is at the end of the day, it calculates. Apex is unrealized. So if you're up 1,000, you better take it, because if it comes back down, you're only going to have $1,000 of space. So go through their FAQ if you're confused. I don't want to go too much in detail now. If you're still confused, go through their FAQ. They have a ton of education on it. But the biggest thing too with Apex, you can trade 20 accounts. So what people do is, because it's so cheap, is when they're running sales, they'll come and buy 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts and use trade copiers. So if you're up $1,000 on 20 accounts, you're up 20,000. So that's a good way to, if you're up for that kind of thing, that's a way to grow an account, or a way to make a lot of capital if you can manage all those accounts and pass them with all the rules and get a payout. I actually know a trader who is getting a payout on 20 accounts. So quite a bit of money. So that's something that a lot of people will do. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you're a little bit more experienced, then you can trade 20 accounts or 5 or 10. But if you're starting out, just start with one. Don't overdo yourself with trading a bunch of accounts. And they have Tradovate, Ninja Trader platform, and I'm pretty sure they just don't have an end of day drawdown at all. So that's kind of like the offset with the price. It's cheaper, but you have the unrealized and a few other things. So kind of up to you, but I think those are kind of the two most popular, is Apex and TopStep. There's me getting filled on my order. Hopefully that one goes into profit. We're at a demand zone. Next up is Tradeday. Okay, now moving on to Tradeday. Tradeday is kind of be like a TopStep comparable. They're going to be a bit more money than what the current TopStep sale is, but they have smaller profit targets and there's no restrictions on withdrawals. So first day in your funded account, you make 5,000, you can take that money out. So that's kind of the plus with them compared to TopStep. So depending on what you want to do, you want to look through all these and kind of find which one fits best with you. But I've talked to Tradeday. They're pretty good. They're pretty good at they want traders that are going to be consistent. So for example, if you scalp and you take a ton of trades and your average trade time is 2 seconds, then don't use Tradeday because they're not going to accept you. And you shouldn't do that anyway, but they have drawdown protocols, which I like. So if you get to a certain threshold of a loss, they limit you from using 5 lots. So if you have $200 of space left, you can't use 5 lots in YOLO, which some people might do, I guess. But so they're a bit more focused on risk, which is a good thing. I mean, you want to be focusing on your risk and focusing on your trading. So they're a bit more, I guess you can say, professional with how they want to fund their traders, but that's not a bad thing. So as you're seeing, each prop firm is kind of different across their pricing or their payout structure or their profit targets. So you need to make less, but you have to trade 10 days to pass. So TopStep is 5, this is 10 days, but you have less to make on your profit targets, and then there's no daily loss limit. So on TopStep, if you lose 1,100 in the day, you clap the account. This one, it's just 2,000 calculated end of day. So you can lose 1,500 in a day and not have clapped the account. So it just kind of depends on your trading style. You have to figure that out for yourself. Tradeday is a good one. I am currently funded with them. I'm a funded trader, so I like them and recommend them. Lastly is Purdia. This is going to be a good one. This is a newer prop firm on the block, so their rules might be a little lenient right now. I know Tradeday, you can't trade on news, but Apex you can. There is news trading, trade during news. I think TopStep you can trade on news now. Tradeday you can't, and I think Purdia I think you can. They have free resets. So if you come to a beginner account, if you're a beginner or newer or you're just struggling, they have these beginner evaluations and they have a free reset. So you can trade micros on this, but free resets. So you can reset this all day long instead of having to pay on these accounts. So that's kind of a good thing if you are really new to futures and you're looking for prop firms. firms, Purdia might be a good one to start with. You can get your free resets. You don't have to worry about that. A minimum of 5 days, stay above the drawdown. There's no consistency rule. So Tradeday has a consistency rule and so does TopStep, but Purdia doesn't. So that's like a key difference, is Purdia doesn't have consistency. So you see all these firms, one of them has something the other doesn't, or one of them has something that is nice, but then they have something that isn't nice. So like TopStep is cheaper now, but you got to have 5 winning days of 200 or more to get a payout, whereas Tradeday is a bit more, but there's no restrictions on your withdrawals. So they're all kind of just comparable with like a few things moved here and there. So I would go through all 4 and kind of decide which one works best for you and your style and your time frame. Purdia is pretty good. Like I know they want to do a lot. They're really big on like getting education rolled out, and yeah, trade 10 days and pay out up to 25,000 a week. So once you trade 10 days, you can get a payout a week. So 90-10 or 70-30 profit split, and then a 90-10. Some people kind of harp about the 70-30, but most traders have a tough time getting funded. So worry about that when you get there. If you're so good, they'll put you to 90-10 anyway. So that's a non-event for you. And then it's a one-time fee of 130. So they all have like a one-time fee. I think TopStep is 145. Tradeday is about this. So they're all pretty much the same. I recommend all 4 of these, and these are the new rules for 2024. So prop firms are your go-to. These are your 4 main choices. You got TopStep, you got tons of accounts on Apex for really cheap, you got Tradeday if you're really trying to take it serious, and then you got Purdia if you're newer or you want to have no consistency rule. That's it. I hope you guys liked this video. Like the video, share it, subscribe, helps the channel out. Appreciate it. Thank you guys, and comments on any questions or new videos you want me to make, and then make sure you watch those like how to pass a prop firm. Make sure you know whichever prop firm you pick, know the FAQ and the rules so you're not confused, and then you get in and then you do something wrong and then you have to argue with them. Everything's listed out, so try and know what you need. Go through the parameters of the account you pick before you start trading. Don't be a cowboy. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.